Hello guys, and in this video we are continuing our line of sight setup. So I'm going to a little do improvement on what we did the last time, and of course, you know, the basics. So for this time I'm going in edit mode. I'm going to do a couple of things in edit mode. And this is a good way for you to learn a couple of things that you can do in edit mode. I do apologize. Once you're in edit mode, any secondary object that you add will be considered to be a part of one object. It's that same object. So let me see, another cube and another cube. This is my pillar, this is my sensor, this is my enemy. This is going to be player, and I need one more thing, I believe. Let me see. Pillar, sensor, enemy, player. I need a sphere. This is going to be my secondary object, not a circle, sphere. And I need an empty. Empty. Okay, plane axis. Should be fine. Okay. Now let's edit some stuff. Pillar, okay. Let's place it down. This is going to be pillar. Let me just modify each of these objects a bit. So we're adding some color. White should be fine. This one is going to be greenish because reason. This is an enemy, bluish, and this is going to be a player, reddish. This is not important. Let me see, this one, gray, blue. Okay, so we have some colors. This one needs to be renamed. Everything needs to be renamed, so let's rename pillar. This one is going to be sensor, this one is going to be enemy, and this one is going to be layer. Okay, now I need to parent this one to my pillar. Okay, set it on 0, edit mode, reverse selection. Okay, extrude, make it similar. Okay, take this one, extrude. Press S for scale, Y on Y-axis. So it scales only on Y-axis. This is rather okay. Let's just make sure everything looks fine. Okay, because we're doing it, this is a tutorial. I'm not going into details of everything, so keep that in mind. And I need here the duplicate selection. So duplicating this selection is needed. And now here's a modeling tip. When you do this, you can separate this to be a object on its own. So what you need here is to basically go and hit separate selection, and this is now considered to be object on itself. So this is a way, if you accidentally select something and do something wrong, you can retrace your steps and do this. This is basically in a way undo. So yeah, this is now object on its own. And because its previous part was this, it has its naming sensor. However, this is going to be sensor wall 1 for now. Okay, and I'm going to parent it to not the pillar, but I'm going to parent it to my sensor, and it's going to stay here. Now this setup was important, so next thing we need to do is set this. This one needs to be parented to sensor wall. Something over here should be okay. You can set a couple of these, work with them however you want, but like I said, This is a basic tutorial. I'm keeping it simple. So let me see. Now this one, empty, is basically an empty, so no collision. For this is going to be a sensor. I need a collision bounds, and here's the special part. We are not going with a box, as you can see it. This is the sensor box. We are going with triangulate mesh. So this is basically calculating this polygon, and it's creating a collision mesh based on this polygon. For this object we do not need any collision. For the pillar we can do, I don't know, static should be fine, collision bounds, triangulate mesh, just to make sure. Enemy is not important for now. Layer, we are going for character, should be okay. Collision bound should be box, because yeah, we're working with a box. And this one will be no collision. Now for each of these I can set invisibility, but for now, because we wish to see what is going on, we need this to be set up properly. So enemy should be here. This is sensor. Now we're going in logic, setting an always. Setting edit object, setting trace to, setting to enemy, and z-axis. So this should be all proper. 3D view, and let's see, it should, let me move this a bit. Did I set this? No collision. Sensor, let me just check logic. Oh yeah, I'd set this, however I did not connect this. So yeah, let's see what do we have. Okay, now enemy should be here because this is a test. Okay, what do I want to do with this? Why is this shaped like this, and what does it do? So basically, when we're creating a path for our enemy to follow, and our character disappears behind the line of sight, behind the pillar or something, we need to create some rally point for our AI to go to, and this is necessary because basically we have hidden ourselves from the enemy. However, our AI needs a reference point where to go and basically what to do. So this is a startup. Of course, more programming will be done later on. This is a basic one, keep that in mind. This is just showing you why I'm explaining why I'm doing this and what this is for. So my empty will spawn this sphere, and this sphere will be basically a reference point. When a player moves through this, it will create a sphere. So let's set some motion logics. Player selection, okay. Let's see, keyboard 4 times. 2, 3. Keyboard 4. Okay, let's see, up, down, left, right. Let me see motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is going to -x, 1x, 1, -1y, and 1. Okay. Let's connect this. We're gonna test this out on our player once I'm done. And a player should be set. Let's see. Okay, everything should be fine. Now, in our player, the property that we always need and is very useful is to set a Boolean property of player. So that way we basically get an effect. Okay, player set. Now let's see what we got here. So for this sensor, we need a collision let me just check collision bounds here, should be fine. Okay, logic editor, we need the collision sensor, collision effect actually. So collision, and I need my empty. Let me just check, select this, so I got my empty and a sensor wall. Collision with property layer will spawn an object. Let me see, this is in empty. Empty will spawn an object, and that object will be add object. Okay, that object will be sphere. So basically this is a simple logic, and we will do more later on. Now let's just test this. So if I go through, let me see, something is maybe off. Let me see, 3D logic. I will add object sphere, collision with player. So sensor wall collides with player. Add object sphere at empty's location. Now, yeah, I should get an empty here. Let me just see, sphere M2. Let's try this again. Okay, that was better. Let's try this again. So every time we pass through this barrier, we will create an empty. So we will create a sphere. Why is this sphere important? Well, basically, you have run off from your AI enemy into the shadows, but AI needs a reference point to go to, and this sphere will play that role. So this is basically how you set up something like that. Of course, later on I'll show you how to set up this more. We will use in this file, so you can keep it somewhere safe in a way. For now, this is it, how you set up the basics. Of course, there is a part where we wish to destroy our sphere. Now, there are a couple ways we can do this. One of the ways is the sphere disappears after a certain period of time. The sphere dies when the enemy gets close, or the sphere is destroyed anytime the player goes through the other side or something like that. So there are a couple things, conditions that should be met and to destroy the sphere. Of course, I did not set up this because I don't think we need it for now, and that should be it in this tutorial. We'll see to work more on this file, and that is why I used a lot of edit mode, because you can use it later on, copy and so forth. That's it for today's tutorial, guys, and see you next time.